anxieties and build confidence.
All right, stay.
This is no less the case on the last weekend.
Been some journey, isn't it? Yep, well, at the end.
I still remember getting on that minibus the first day and saying, what am I doing here? Am I doing the right thing? Should I just turn around now? Right now, I wouldn't change it for the world. The 8 weeks that I've had here.
Yeah.
When we started this course, we started making the porridge for myself. So when I live here, I'm going to continue doing it. That's the sort of confidence and the self-esteem that this course has had to give me. It pushed me that bit further.
Done. That's it.
I think we just needed that bit of, trust in us or light, just to show us the way. Nada have done that for me.
We're going to get you to climb the ladder and try and balance yourself on that pole up there.
Right.
All right? And when you're up there, OK, you're going to take a chance and we're going to bring a trapeze bar in close or further away, it's up to you. And you're going to jump and try and catch it.
8 weeks. I had 8 weeks, to be honest with you. But an enjoyable 8 weeks. Well, it's changed my life, that I can sit down with the grandson, or even with the lads now. I mean, I have one young lad there, he travels a lot, with his job. And I mean, it's just a case that, look, I can sit down now and email him wherever he is. This is fantastic.
Will this hold my weight, it will?
Keith is obviously, super keen to take part. But when Keith was up there, he actually was terrified. You could see it, really terrified. Not only because Keith was in such a tough place, psychologically, physically, but because I think he's not as agile, as some of the others. And to actually physically get up onto that platform required a real leap for him.
Have it.
Well done.
Young people of Ireland, I love you.
And for me, that is the hard part for many people getting onto that.
Jump! Are you serious? Oh my God! Right, you don't bring it over, don't put it down the way you had it, and I jump for it. Here I'm going now.
And he caught the bar. Keith was great. He was very adventurous and very brave. Yeah.
I cannot let go. Are you serious?
The classroom is where the real work has to be done. To graduate, the 11 will have to present a personal project about their interests to a very special guest. This work will be reviewed by an assessment panel.
It's amazing to think that we've all come on this journey together, 8 weekends, and here we are at the final one. I know at the start there was a lot of nerves. I know Kathleen and I were very, very nervous even before you arrived. But having met you and got to know you, it's been an amazing journey for us as well. And just to seeing you all learn and progress has just been fantastic. And as I said, this is a very important weekend because the patron of Nala, Mary McAleese, is coming on Sunday, which is absolutely great, all right?
I've never met anybody more as important as that before. I met a couple of soccer players and that,
Like, it's an honour, isn't it, to have the president coming down? I think it's an honour of your country. It's the highest diplomat in the country,
Just talking and having to say something off the top of your head to the president, like, I'd say I'm gonna be nerve-wracked, thinking about something to say, that way. But I'll be all right.
The group must choose a representative to meet the president. They discuss it amongst themselves, and everyone agrees that Keith should be the class rep.
He'll be able to support you all and stuff like that. He's great support. So Keith is going to be the class rep, which is absolutely great, all right?
I heard one of them saying tonight inside the class about nerves, Well, I just hope the president won't be nervous, I thought she'd be used to this by now. So when she walk in, I just say to her, look, just don't be nervous with me, Oliver. I talk to her.
So it's while on tent.
The course has given all 11 basic skills and started them on the journey that will build from here.
FETAC is Further Education Training Awards Council, and it's the single national awarding body in Ireland for further education and training. This level is level 2. People who get a certificate in level 2 general learning will be looking at where they would go after this. So maybe another FETAC course or maybe some of them might decide to do the junior cert.
I see a massive difference altogether.
But it's a huge progress there. And then if you continue this on, you'll actually be off the Richter scale, so to speak.
Yeah.
You know?
I'll be a brain box.
Oh, absolutely. Sure, on your way now. They've all got on very, very well. Again, they've all progressed. Some would have progressed a little bit further and at faster stage, but yes, they've definitely come from where they were at the lower level of 2. They've definitely come along the line of being the upper level 2 for some of them, yeah.
This is me file that I've been doing for the last 8 weeks. All the work I've been doing is actually in this. And I'm actually proud of myself. And first time ever being able to say that. I'm actually proud of myself.
There's no exam with this level. So what happens is every time somebody would do a piece of work, it goes into their folder. So this becomes their coursework. And then what we're doing now and what we were last weekend and this weekend is looking at assessment.
Oh, I wouldn't have been ever able to write that at the beginning of the course. When I come down here, I couldn't write my address. Never mind a page.
Congratulations.
So the spores, I couldn't understand my own writing, so I don't think anybody else could either. So now I can understand my own writing, and I'm actually comfortable writing because I enjoy it, because I know I can understand it, and so can other people, you know?
Topping up your home.
At the start of the course, Paul had just moved into a temporary shelter, having lived rough on the streets for the past 4 years. He was about to become a father at 18. All very real challenges. This course has helped him, but he has a long way to go before things settle down.
This course has affected me thinking like in a part of, because I can teach him how to read my I was taught in computer. That's how it changed my life. Like I'm starting in that course now, in literacy course as well. I'm gonna keep it up and then I'm gonna get the job. Like I know what I have to do. Like before I wasn't thinking of anybody, I was only thinking of myself. Now I have to think of him and my girlfriend. Yeah, I became more of a man because he was born. And I've matured a little bit more. But I'm still I'm a kid, like. I am only 18. Like, it's frustrating sometimes that I have to give up so much. Do you know what I mean? But I know I have to. Do you know what I mean? So I have to be an adult for him, with nobody else. Do you know what I mean? Because he can't defend for himself yet. But he will be in next year or so. So look at the good size, man.
Back at Capure, and the group rehearse for the evening with their special guest.
President McAleese, very nice to meet you.
Good to meet you.
I'd like to introduce you to Keith, who's the student representative.
President McAleese, on behalf of all the students, welcome to Capure.
In the run-up to the visit of the President, yes, there is excitement and anticipation. We've already had 2 rehearsals, and I suppose there are nerves going.
The President, Mary McAleese.
For some of them, they're beginning to get maybe a little bit sad because it's come near the end. I think when the President leaves and that the reality will kind of hit with a bang, you would have to have a heart of stone not to, in some way feel very proud. We are very, very proud of the 11 in the group.
President McAleese, this is Stacey, which has also been with us for 8 weeks in the class. So could you tell us something, what you have learned in the last 8 weeks?
Hello, President McAleese. This is my project based on the VTAC level 2, what we've done down here, and the lead and say deployed. I don't speak in out loud in class. I don't read out loud in class because I'm quite shy. I'm put on the spot to read something out loud, and then I'm thinking about what others are thinking of me. So that's where I get embarrassed.
Okay, today this class is going to be on newspaper articles. So basically what I want you to do, in front of you, we've got 2 different newspapers. We've got a tabloid here for Group A, we've got a broadsheet here for Group B, and we're going to go through the different features and different characteristics on each paper. What kind of language do they use in the tabloid newspaper?
Slang,
They do. They use a lot of slang language in the newspaper.
Well, at the start, I can see now, looking back on, being real quiet and not talking, but now that I'm going through all the experience, and it's just all different, and now I'm trying to get a look at myself to see what I want to do, you know that way? The Dubliner was joined by wife Caroline and Kieran's older brother Paddy. I think that was my first time for to read out loud, like in the class. Like I'm more confident and all. Like I'm not afraid anymore. Like I could speak out or anything. Right away. Let's just write down what Erin answers me for.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
She now would volunteer to read a piece from the newspaper, a piece from her book, whereas before she was more inclined to let the other person lead or do the piece of reading in class. But now she's volunteering to do this, which is great.
And what exactly is the mirror, the masthead? What is
it? It's the heading of the paper.
The named paper?
Yeah, the name. I think it's at the building because I'm at the being down there, because after working with 10 different people, like all their backgrounds, and getting to know every one of them, and then doing out work with them, like you have to do group work, and like I think that all build, and I'm at the being comfortable around them, so I think I'm just like kind of aware now, do you know that way? Like of people, like how to communicate, know how to, communicate.
Despite the challenges, the group has gelled over the 8 weekends. Tonight they gather for a final dinner together and have decided to give an award to one particular student.
As we were talking earlier on, we all had a little vote of if there was any awards to be given tonight, we all put them in the hat and we all wrote in it or whatever, and the votes are now in. I'm going to hand you over to my beautiful assistant, and she's going to open it up now. And
this was the decision.
Yeah.
All right.
And the Oscar goes to Keith.
I was scared. You know, it was unexpected. I didn't know what was going on. But when Stacey stood up, and then again, look at Stacey standing up tonight. I mean, she wouldn't have done it 8 weeks ago, you know, and for her to stand up and make the award and give me an Oscar tonight, I thought it was brilliant. Like.
What I would like to say is to each and every one of you, it was a pleasure meeting you all. And you know something? I think if I live to be 100, and I hope I do, I will never meet as nice as people as I've met. So thank you all for being so nice to me and accepting me.
I'm feeling very sad because I know I'm going to miss it. I sometimes sit down and say to myself, did I really do that? And you know, I did. And even at home, they say to me, Jordan now and Jim, my husband, my son, say to me, like, you've done something we didn't think you would. And there you are, you've done it. They're delighted to have me back on the weekends, but still, he said, you know, it's so wonderful that you've done this, and we knew you could, but you did need a push.
I came up here 8 weeks ago and I said, never went back to school. Never interested in school, to be honest with you, and I see this ad on the paper one night for people to go back to adult education. I said I'd answer it, but it's great fun that we're going back to education. I mean, I came up here not able to write, and here I am. I wrote a speech for tonight. So, a small speech, right? So, I would just like to say, right?
From the very beginning, Keith has always been the joker of the group, keeping everybody's spirits up through the tough moments. But behind his light-hearted nature, Keith has a very private reason for finishing the course.
The fella ran this bear for a while. We used to come down a lot when he was down here, you know. We used to have the sing-song there and the dancing, and just a many night. That's when we stayed back late and that, you know. Lucky enough, he packed it up about 6 months before he died. But never been inside there since. Brings back a few memories now. Good memories now. Good memories, yeah. Yeah, well, I went to the funeral, but I just went to as far as the gate of the cemetery that we're going up to here now. And the thousands that were at the funeral fair, it was a massive send-off we got. I kind of visualise things like fairs, and I just didn't want to visualise my father going down the hall. Because I knew that would be the last thing then stuck in my head. So now I just talk to him as if he's still there. Sometimes it's hard to do, but I come over here sometimes then and laugh and joke by the grave of things that we used to get up and that, get up to and that, and things that he done himself. That's what he was. He was always game for a laugh.
Each day, with warmth and loving care, this is the angel guide you in your steps.
She's with you everywhere. Even with the course here, that's to be said. He would have loved to see this now. Seen the carry on me, something himself used to get on like that. You know, best of buddies we were. And he's watching over me, and that's he's probably watching it anyway. Saying you're mad bastard, but that's the way he was, like, you know what I mean?
Every one of the 11 had their own reasons and inspirations for taking their first steps back into education. Tonight's graduation gives them a chance to invite family and friends to Capure to see what they have accomplished and share in what promises to be a very special occasion.
Good job, I could read them signs. How are you? She's not the child anymore, the baby. She's had to matured an awful lot in the last 8 weeks. And I'm so proud of her, you know. And then to get to meet Mary Mercules.
We are finishing our projects and they're just going on. Like, they're proud of me and all, and I'm glad that they're coming up here, you know. So that way, I have to come up and see all the work I've done, what I've been doing for the 8 weekends, you know, that way.
She's a young adult now, she's not a little girl anymore. And I have to stand back now sometimes, oh God, watch out.
She's going to say to the president, thanks a lot for keeping him away for the 8 weekends. Could you start another one?
Oh, he was doing all the business. I said, I'd have to come up and see this. A once in a lifetime.
They said to us, the president is here, like, you know, I swear to God, my 2 knees just went shaking and I couldn't draw my breath. And I said, Olive, I said, and I really did, I was going to faint, so I had missed her. And Olive said, just take a deep breath now, she said to me.
Hello, how are you? Good evening to you. Good to see you. How are you?
On behalf of myself and the rest of the students, we've been here for the last 8 weeks, but I'm not happy here.
My husband Martin, good to meet you.
When she did arrive, now I was a bit nervous, all right. But as I was walking into the main hall to meet the rest of them, I was still nervous, but when I see the rest of the classroom there, you know, the nerves just went then, like, you know. It was a big thing. A big step for the whole lot of us in the 8 weeks that we've been up here.
Where did we meet before?
In Clonal College in 2004.
I remember that day very well. That was a brilliant day.
Yeah.
People were reading wonderful extracts from their work. I remember that.
Since then, I started writing poetry.
You did?
And
since then? Wow.
So that's what I've been doing since then. That's part of my project.
My mother, she fell and she gave birth to a 1 pound child. And there he is. That's the child that should have been dead long ago. He's writing poems for us.
Come to you. Congratulations. You're entitled to be very proud of that.
She's a great sister to have, you know. Could see her smiling when I was being presented at the president. Could see the little smile on her face, you know. So, yeah.
Again, and have you kids, have you?
I have a little girl there.
Yeah. So every weekend?
So she missing her.
I bet you, but at the same time, what kind of changes would she have seen over those 8 weeks?
Well, I'm reading to her.
Wow, that's something. Is that the first time being able to do that? Oh, that's something very special. Very, very, very special, isn't it? Yeah. Enjoy that now. Enjoy that. That's wonderful. Well done to you. Well done.
A few days ago, when she read to me, she read the whole book to me without me even helping her.
When I came back down, she put her hand on my shoulder and she said, I'm proud of you, Mummy. And that meant an awful lot for my husband and my daughter to say that to me.
Found it
And
pretty interesting.
how did your mummy end up in Ireland, or did she? Yeah.
Shortly after the war, she came over and she was babysitting for a few relations, and then she opened up Chippers years ago.
Monte Cassino had a tough time during the Second World War, didn't it? A really dreadful time.
This is the first time I've started something in my life, and I've actually ended up finishing it. Even last night when I went back to Keith's house, I brought my certificate with me and I left it down on the ground. But every few minutes I'd pick it up and I go, do you know who gave me this? You know, and because the president gave me that. You know, the president of Ireland gave me a certificate. You know, brilliant.
You couldn't write or spell since you got here. And this is your work since then.
Yeah.
You came on well in 8 weeks, didn't you? Are you not shocked at how much you've done in 8 weeks?
to the tutors as well.
Yeah, we take good students at the same time. That's amazing stuff. Absolutely brilliant. There's a great brain in there, Paul. Yeah, absolutely great brain. Well done to you. Good to see you.
My case and my man, I was sitting over there and he just came over, took me aboard and said, I'm really proud of you. He said, keep her up. Like, it's the first time I ever got an award. So, like, it meant something to me. So, I mean, that's when my dad took it. And God was right, that's how I'm well.
I go to a lot of events. Travel around Ireland, travel around the world, Martin and I do, but I have to tell you the absolute truth. The events that I enjoy the best, without any shadow of a doubt, are the events that are organised by NALA. Because that is where you see and feel and hear something very special. You hear people telling you about the lives they used to have, the lives they've changed, and the hopes they have for the lives they're about to have. This is a day when we gather around our 11 graduates to say to them just how proud we are of everything you have accomplished.
She just seemed to know what we were all about and where we had come from and what potentials we have, and her speech was beautiful.
Even though you travelled the country to get here and the country opened up to you and adult education opened up to you, actually, the truth is, the most important journey you went here was into yourselves. To find strengths in yourselves, to find courage in yourselves, determination, talents, interests, skills that you never thought that you could possibly ever develop or have inside yourself. They were things that other people had, but now you know you have them. I feel very privileged again to be here because I know that I've just met 11 of the greatest people that I'll ever meet in my life. Going scattering now, at the end of this course, you'll be sad to see each other, won't you? Sad to see the back of each other, you will, because you've made good friends with one another. And you'll be sad to say goodbye to your tutors, but you're going out armed now with, yes, with the certificate, and that'll go on a wall, but it's now what's inside you is the real, it's the real new spirit you have, the confidence in tomorrow. This pride only starts this day. So enjoy it, and thank you again for allowing Martin and I to be part of it. We feel very, very, very privileged to be part of this special night. A
lot of it is surreal, it's not sinking in yet, I'm still up there.
I'm going to miss the whole album, I'll be honest with you. I mean, we've been like one big family. For the last 8 weeks.
No, listen, fantastic, absolutely brilliant, all right?
I always wanted to hug the teacher.
The goodbye part's going to be the hardest part.
It's going to be a lot of tears.
All right, mates.
We're going to keep in touch. We have all each other's addresses and just email them and phone them.
It's going to hit me down when I'm going out the gate. And then when we just part ways, it hit me down.
If you would like to improve your reading, writing and numeracy, call the National Adult Literacy Agency on free phone 1800 2020 65. That's 1800 2020 65.